All right, it is a great day to be involved with cryptocurrency, my friends. My name is Aaron. This is Altcoin Daily, and the reason you subscribe is for our daily videos, keeping you informed on everything going on in the cryptocurrency space. Let's get to it. So the process has begun to appoint a new president to the World Bank. Now, the World Bank is obviously one of the primary institutions dealing with banking, finances, all on a global level. Their mission is also to help end global poverty. But in this case, the story here is that the highly coveted position of World Bank president might go to a Bitcoin optimist. Let's break things down. So the World Bank is traditionally led by an American chosen by the US president, in this case, President Donald Trump. Now, although the World Exec Board will ultimately have the final say, really is tradition, as long as the president chooses somebody credible and competent, that person will be the new World Bank president. In this case, we're talking about L. Arian. L. Arian is a respected voice on the global economy and international finance markets. The reason that I'm reporting it to you here is that L. Arian has spoken positively on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in the past. He said, Bitcoin is a disruptive technology that could play a major role in the future of peer-to-peer transactions. Now granted, L. Arian is not exactly a major crypto bull. In fact, not so long ago he was considered a bear. In late Q3 2017, for instance, he warned that the cryptocurrency investors had massively overvalued Bitcoin, pricing in mass adoption much more rapidly than was feasible. Now, I wouldn't exactly call that a bear. He was realistic, because it turns out he was right. But at the time, he said the current pricing assumes mass adoption, and I don't think governments will allow that amount of adoption that's currently priced in. At that point, Bitcoin's price was $4,000, and he said Bitcoin had a fair valuation at $2,000. He later raised his Bitcoin target to $5,000, though by that point the flagship crypto had already soared as high as $20,000 on some exchanges. He said, cryptocurrency needs to see a healthy correction to remove irrational exuberance from the market. And he was right. Now, since then, he has maintained his $5,000 Bitcoin price target as the crypto market cratered, stating that it was a buy below that mark and had a role to play in the fintech center. So I wonder if he bought into Bitcoin. It's below $5,000. He said, what we're getting is the realization that adoption is not going to be as big or as quick as the proponents of crypto would like. I think it's going to be there. It's going to last a long time. It's going to play a role in the ecosystem, but it's not going to be the currency that a lot of proponents would like. Wonder what that means. Anyways, right now, L. Arian is on the short list to become the president of the World Bank. But, as I said before, the exec board will have to make the final decision, and they have until mid-April. If Bitcoin optimists like L. Arian can sit as the president of the World Bank, that would surely be a bullish sign that cryptocurrency is becoming accepted in society. Next up, the crypto bear market won't last. Well, you want to do this one, or do you want to get to the Lightning Network merchant adoption? Let's do this real quick. I think this is pretty interesting. This is an interview that was recently given to ccn.com, and they interviewed a true blue Bitcoin rich list whale. So this is a guy who, through Bitcoin and crypto, has made multi-million dollars. And he actually made headlines back in the day. This was early to mid 2017. So even before the parabolic rise, he made headlines where he turned a $200 million profit trading Bitcoin and Ethereum all in a 30-day span. And he was recently interviewed. He has always been anonymous, so I have no reason not to believe him. But he was recently interviewed, and just to give his thoughts on the current state of things, of Bitcoin and crypto in general. And I thought this was really interesting because it gives us some insight into what the whales are doing and what the whales are thinking. And, this is just one whale, but still, pretty interesting. Let's read this, check it out. We asked the $200 million whale how he came to be involved in crypto originally. He says, Bitcoin. It all started with Bitcoin in the end of 2011. I believe in this technology and that it could change the economic relationships we have throughout the world. When asked about the current bear market, he stated that he had sold enough to live on during the last rally, taking Bitcoin profits at about 10,000 to 12,000 and Ethereum profits up to 1,200. And that's interesting. So he took Bitcoin profits kind of, well below its top, and he took Ethereum profits going up to the top. And he claims now to be unaffected by the current market conditions. He says, I already had an experience of a big downfall of the markets from 2013 to 2015, when the market rapidly went down at Bitcoin's price of around 1,200. I think it fell to 175. That time, I did not sell anything. I did not make the same mistake this time. However, the downfall is always a possibility to stock up again, which I do now as well. The market has cycles. Yes, it's important to remember this during times of rapid growth and strong downfall. It's also just a matter of time before the big players will enter this market well and truly. We have this time for now, and we need to act. His thoughts on the timeline of the bear market were equally compelling, predicting a swift and even measurable end to the crypto winter. The next Bitcoin block reward halving will serve as an additional trigger for the growth. Perhaps not as explosive, but still growth. The closer this moment is, the closer is the end of the winter. I would advise you to count the remaining days before the halving rather than count the number of days this bear market lasts. This figure will encourage optimism every day. And as you know, the next Bitcoin halving date is due May 2020. So we have 475 days before Bitcoin block rewards get cut in half, reminding everybody that Bitcoin has scarcity. And if you are familiar with the historical charts for Bitcoin, you know that it's not exactly at the halving that Bitcoin starts to really go on a run. It's within the next year, if not 1 year later, but still, everybody preps for this time. Now, besides that, he also mentioned Bitcoin cycles, and I want to talk about this because does it seem like to anybody else the market sentiment is a lot different now than what it was even 3 to 6 months ago? I mean, to me, it seems people are a lot more angry, they're depressed, they're fearful. I mean, just based on the comments we get in our videos now than before. So this person said he thinks we're somewhere between capitulation and despondency. And I tend to agree, right? I mean, where do you think we are in this bear market? We're definitely, we're not. I know some people are going to say, oh, we're in hope, but come on. We're a little bit past capitulation, right? Probably. I like what these comments have to say. This person says, I think you're right. I think people who were heavy in altcoins capitulated a while ago and are numb at this point. As for Bitcoin, its arguable capitulation hasn't occurred yet. I think it's important to note if people are angry as well to the point of ridding themselves from crypto, since that's a good sign of the bottom. And some people always say, I don't think, I see too much hope with all these videos. Well, I think people who follow some crypto YouTubers, I think there is a little bit of hope there because we're thinking ahead and we're not, amateurs around here. But I think just generally speaking, if you get out of the altcoin daily community and get out of any of these cryptocurrency communities, you will see that there is no hope. And then this person says, I think we are at hope. Yeah, I genuinely think we are at hope. It's purely my opinion, and I could be wrong. I don't think a major asset like Bitcoin can go down much more, and I don't think anyone cares if it does. I see my crypto investments go down, and I genuinely don't feel upset by it. That's good. So this person thinks we're here. At hope. What do you think? Where are we? Last but not least, I want to talk about merchant adoption of the Lightning Network. I'm going to show you how fast the Lightning Network is, and that's pretty much it. We're done with the news. The rest of the video is going to be a little bit more chill, so if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. If you found value in today's video, give it a like. I'll see you tomorrow. If you want to stick around, let me show you some cool stuff with the Lightning Network. So this is a cool website. I'm going to leave all the links in the description to this video. But this is about merchant adoption of the Lightning Network. And I want to remind you, although Bitcoin has established itself for 10 years, which I'm going to show you this in a second, the Lightning Network is still in its infancy. And just like we look back at people who posted videos about Bitcoin back from 2011, 12, 13, 14. It's so cool to us to see people talk about what their thoughts are on Bitcoin. We can see the same stuff with the Lightning Network because the Lightning Network has only been around since the beginning of 2018, since about February of 2018. And at the time, we just had 6 merchant adoption stores, I guess you could say. I mean, when they say stores, they basically mean like websites, some stores. But this resource right here is pretty cool. Now we have over 200 Lightning merchants, and you can see the newest merchants right here. So Bitcoin Graveyard, probably heard about that. That's pretty cool. We have Bitword Guess without exchange. And if we click here, we can actually see the best stores. So according to this site, the best places for the Lightning Network is Lightning Roulette. We have Lightning Casino, play a slot machine over Lightning. You guys can check that out if you want. We have Zigzag, Lightning-enabled cryptocurrency exchange. We have Pay Australian Bills at Living Room of Satoshi. Lightning Slot Machine, Lightning Spin, Provably Fair, Lightning Roulette. All right, I like that, Provably Fair. Moon Banking Advertising, advertise at Moon Banking, where banks around the world are ranked on crypto friendliness, and so on and so forth. So yeah, I just wanted to point out this resource to you. And actually, check this out, because my personal thoughts is that Bitcoin doesn't need the Lightning Network to remain a solid investment and something that's useful. If you've been a subscriber to us for a while, you know that Bitcoin is sound hard money, better than fiat money, provably better than fiat money, provably better than gold. I talked about that a lot in this video right here. So it doesn't even need fast, cheap transactions to be a good investment. Now, despite that, obviously, I think Lightning Network really helps. Obviously, back in 2017, a lot of people thought Bitcoin's primary use was, oh, this is fast, cheap transactions. And then, you think about it a little bit more and you go, well, wait, I can just Venmo my friend some money right now and that's free and that's really fast. So Bitcoin doesn't need Lightning Network to be useful, I think, but still, I think it's pretty cool and obviously does add value now that this is getting implemented. So take a look at how fast Bitcoin's Lightning Network is. You're going to see this guy send the transaction, and then you're going to see some candy fall out of this. Don't need to hear the audio. It's all good. Boom! In seconds. And that guy was relieved that it worked. All right, the last thing I want to talk about is, this is just a cool chart. A comparison of bubbles. Bitcoin, the dot-com bubble, the South Sea Company, and this red here is the tulip bubble. This blue here is Bitcoin. See, many people only know Bitcoin as the 2017 bubble. Many people forget that Bitcoin had a 8, 9, now 10-year history besides that. So, comparing it to the tulip bubble is disingenuous because the tulip bubble, how can we see this? It shows the years. One second. How do you get this? All right, there we go. So you can see the tulip bubble lasted only 1, 2, 3 years. You can see that the South Sea Company bubble from 1719 lasted about 3 years. And Bitcoin has far surpassed that, and Bitcoin has proven a better asset. Bitcoin has proven a better asset than both the NASDAQ and any of these, really. So when somebody says, oh, Bitcoin, that was just a bubble, right? Bitcoin is like tulip mania. They're forgetting that Bitcoin's been around for 10 years. All right. That is it for me today, my friends. Bitcoin is still trading in this channel. We're still seeing basically lower lows, but we're kind of staying still. We will see soon, if Bitcoin remains in this downwards trend, we will soon see us meet the 200-week moving average, and we'll be wound up so tight, something is going to happen. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. What do you guys think of the video, by the way? Let me know.